That's dope.
That's right. You're tuned in to the Choke Artist Podcast, episode 46. The crowd is loving it. This is the first episode where I'm using my soundboard, and I think that might be all I do.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Marcos and Conwin are here from Standards.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having us here in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
New Brunswick. New
I've never been here before.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Have you ever been to the East Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've toured out here before.
You played in Crying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. There is a very cool college scene out here. A lot of like basement shows and stuff.
I figure we played a couple college gigs on the way here, and it was crazy because it was like, just tons of college kids packed into a very inconvenient space. But honestly, that's the energy that I resonate with the most, more so than anything. So that's what I like.
Yeah, having fun. I mean, last night was a basement show.
Last night was a basement show. It was
Yeah,
packed.
indeed.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like some kind of like unkempt rowdiness that sometimes you don't get when it's like a formal venue.
Yeah, totally. I think it's also you get to be really close to people, for better or for worse, but it's usually for better. You know, it's just cool to see bands that you may be getting into or whatever up close because, you never know when they might get bigger and you won't get that chance again.
Totally. And then after the set, you can talk to them in the living room right upstairs.
Yeah.
That was fun last night.
It was.
Yeah. So how's the whole tour been? Because I didn't really get to ask. You've been out
It's
for
a long one. I just really wanted to come out to the East Coast because I know that that's just the other side of it in the United States. And people had been begging, come to here. And it's like, man, I wish I could. So I took off 2 weeks of school and currently am using my spring break on this. So it's 3 full weeks, 2 of which I'm using off and 1 of which is a spring break. But it's been amazing. Like absolutely amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you both like just went for it and just, you got to just do it kind of.
Exactly. I feel like recently I feel like with my life, it's been like, I realize the only limitations that I have are the ones I set for myself. It's like, if I wanted to do this, I can do it. And if I wanted to do something else, then I could do that,
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I give you a lot of credit for, if you haven't heard Standards, it's a 2-piece math rock band. Kaiman, are you like officially drummer or like filling in for the this is a question for both of you, I guess.
I'm gonna stick around for a while.
Yeah. Cool. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we're working through it. I definitely am also in a place where we're trying to figure that out because things have been moving around recently and I want to get to a place where they're stable again. But also, we're both getting pretty used to this.
Yeah.
And I think it's going pretty well so far, but we want to make sure that it's good for the both of us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21 days is pretty grueling. That's
yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, I did 18 over the summer and you helped us get that show and we played with your other band too at that bowling alley with Floral.
Yeah.
And we did 18 days, but it was like full US in air quotes because we wanted to get to the West Coast, but we just like hauled ass. Like we had like 2 like 14-hour drives back to back.
Oh yeah.
Like Texas to Oklahoma and then Oklahoma to Denver and Denver to Phoenix. Like it was just like a lot of like wild stuff.
That's how it happens, it's and I mean bands that are more, have more of a budget and are bigger up, they can get tour buses so they can just not stop.
Sure.
They can just drive through the night and stuff and I love being in the car now. Actually, I have more fun in the car sometimes. I think I'm getting better at it, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. It's cool when you have good company too.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm usually on my phone, or I've been recently using my guitar. Like I'll take out my guitar and just like practice things in the car. It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get like real stupid conversations after like 10 hours of driving, like at 2 in the morning, and that's like part of the fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, that's stupid.
This is the longest tour you've done?
Yes.
Cool.
This is the longest one.
Yeah.
And I think it will be for quite a bit. Yeah.
Well, you have to go back to school.
I have to go back to school. That's right. It's a bummer.
Yeah. There's always like a post-tour blues kind of.
Not for me. I've never really experienced that. I probably will now because this has been probably my favorite tour.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly working on stuff and I know we'll be back at it pretty soon.
Yeah.
We're working on something for June. We'll be going overseas this summer. And we've got some other stuff working for September. So
yeah,
I'm not sad. I will be back at it pretty quickly.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you overseas. We're playing Arc
Oh
Dungeon
yeah,
together.
Arc
So
Dungeon.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
My girlfriend last night called it dark tent. She had no idea what it was called. I forget. Oh man, it was really funny though. She boofed the name really badly.
That's funny.
But I give your band a lot of credit because you're very good at being active even when you're not on tour. Like you were saying, like you, and I think it's because you're both like you both met in college, like music college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You both have like a work ethic for music, which is cool. You don't always see that sometimes, and like you're good at like I feel like utilizing all your time and like all right, I'm not on tour, but let me do a video of something cool.
It's just how you set up your life. I think for me, when I transitioned my thinking over into music's my job now, you think about someone who goes to the office or they go, to the coffee shop or whatever, and it's like they're clocked in from 9 to 5.
Sure.
I treat it the same way, if not more, because I feel like if you're gonna work a job, it has to be set up that way. There's no job where you're not really gonna be set up where you're working from like 9 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
6 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever. So some people, they have real jobs, and then other people have jobs like mine where it's like the money isn't up front, but you work for a bigger payout, or you're just trying to figure out a way to translate your craft into something.
Yeah. And I think if you really want to do this, that's what you have to prove that you do. Like you can be good at guitar and just play in your room and play a show.
And that's the thing too. Like there's a lot of people. I realize now it's way easier to be a musician now than it has been for a very long time. Because you have the internet, you can go to Guitar Center that has like subsidized pricing, and you can get starter pack kits and everything, and you can anyone can do it. Anyone can make an Instagram account and promote a video that they put up. Anyone can do it. The hardest part is making yourself stand out from that, is what I'm realizing. And so the only way to do that is to really find your voice with everything and cultivate that, and then translate that into something that an audience can consume.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think like definitely making music that speaks to you and not like trying to rip the newest cool thing. And like,
it's always cool to be inspired. And I mean, like, I would be lying if I said that I was in a band one time that sounded like some other band.
Sure.
You start with something that is it was like, oh, I want to be that band. I wanted to be like Avenged Sevenfold. And then
backcountry baby.
When I was 11, I was like, I want to be Avenged Sevenfold. But you take that and you're like, okay, I like what Avenged Sevenfold's doing here, and I like what this person's doing here, and this person's doing here. I think that's how people that study jazz a lot, they work, is they listen to a lot of people, and they're like, oh, I'm a hint of Gillespie, or I'm doing some Miles Davis.
Definitely always borrow influences and take a thing here or there, as long as it's not a blatant 100%.
But you have to start blatantly ripping off before you get better at like taking someone else's idea and putting it through your your machine or whatever, putting your voice on it.
Yeah, totally. So how did you two just had school together and like became friends pretty much?
Yeah, we were actually Facebook friends first. Not sure how that happened. Oh,
probably like California music scene.
Yeah, just I mean, I run like a online community, and I think he was part of that. Odd Times and Atmospheres.
Like we met at CalArts, and Kyman was like, "Wait, you go here?" And I was like, "Cause I put like a few."
Yeah, I
videos.
didn't know that he went there. I just like we were Facebook friends.
Yeah,
so.
Cool. What's the online community?
It's called Odd Times and Atmospheres.
Right on.
Yeah.
Facebook group or?
Yeah, it's a Facebook group, and like we have a website and do some other stuff.
Oh,
working on like live sessions and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like so you've both kind of been going to shows in Los Angeles area.
Yeah, I mean, Kyman would always have shows at her house sometimes, and we always meet at like Old Town Pub or like a bunch of DIY spaces. Mm-hmm. That's like a place.
I mean, we met in person at school, so yeah.
Yeah,
but we would always see each other at shows and stuff.
Yeah,
and even when I was starting to get into this kind of music, people were like, "You should play with Kyman," and I felt very scared at the time to play with anyone because I was coming out of like being not very social, and I was too afraid to approach you.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to send you like a message because I felt like it would have been like a little weird without like a personal meeting or something. Yeah, as I felt with a lot of other people, to be honest. Yeah.
It can be feel weird at times with stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's when you're coming into a community too. It's hard to try to ingratiate yourself without not coming off as like you're trying to get something out of it or weird or something.
Yeah, I had someone text me recently, and it was like someone that I speak to regularly in person, and hey, what's up, man? How you been? Like 2 or 3 texts back and forth. I'm like, all right, what's the What's
the meat?
coming at me?
Yeah.
And something came at me, but it wasn't too bad. And
Yeah.
I like the person.
I don't mind that.
If it's a person I
that
like,
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll help.
Yeah. It's just I can't stand the I sound mean, but like people will send me like just without even like a caption, just like a video of them playing guitar, and I'm just like, nice. Like I watch a bit of it, and it's like, okay, cool. I don't know. It's
Like
weird.
people you don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, what do they expect to come from it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say cool. I try to give it as much of a watch as possible. I might be doing something. I might be in the middle of a conversation. Like, it's hard. I think it's tricky too because there are some people that know like, oh, maybe I shouldn't approach someone about something this way, but also there are people I think that don't have like another way out. It's not like they're from Los Angeles and they can drive down. They might be from like the middle of the Midwest.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to send this video to this guy and hope that, he can help me out or something.
And they probably look up to you too. So
I've had some people that, that's the most humbling part because I've never had anyone look up to me before for anything. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with like, I guess Facebook or social media is that like you want to make connections with people, but then sometimes, like you said, you can just get unsolicited. Like,
unsolicited or, frankly inappropriate stuff, or even just stuff that feels like, oh, you're just doing this because, you think you'll get something out of it. You don't really care about my music, or you're just in it for the likes, or, it's, and that's the worst one for me because it hasn't happened too often, but it does happen. And it's frustrating because that has nothing to do with music,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm off Facebook now, and I think for my like life it's healthier, but I do feel a little disconnected from like the music scene a little bit.
It's tough too because like something will happen, and then there's even been stuff on this tour that's happened, and Kaiwen and I are like updating each other because we're like taking turns kind of like being filled in on stuff, and it'll be some comment that turns into some thread, and then people are
There's
talking about
a lot of drama on Facebook. Yeah,
there's drama too. Yeah, I mean, that happens partially like where it's positive, where it's like some announcement or something, but also a lot of drama, and that's unproductive and unhealthy.
It gets toxic sometimes, but it's in like comment sections and like I don't know. What started like getting me was like just I had so many like family members on there that were just posting like political things that were 100% uninformed. No idea.
Well, that just gets hard, and I definitely use the unfollow button if I need to.
Yeah.
Because for my sanity, and both of us are now in like a lot of videos that are going around, so it's like, I mean, Kaiwen was like, hey, look, check this out. I have 150 friend requests. And I was just going through them and being like, okay, I'll help if I can, see if I know these people. But it was just people, like 150 people.
They're all dudes.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, like I try to be nice and accept friend requests and stuff. But then it's like, now when I say something on Facebook, I am broadcasting it to 4,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying thought.
And they want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, but then if you say something that, can be interpreted one way, or if you try to back something that maybe they don't appreciate, it gets ugly. And it's easy on the internet to be a certain way that you might not in real life.
Sure. Yeah, like paint the illusion of who you are.
That, or just you can be more malicious online, I feel like, because you can just hide behind your keyboard.
Yeah, there's no like real life connection. Like you wouldn't say something that mean to someone in person.
It's just so easy to misinterpret. Like 70% of communication is body language or whatever they say.
Even the tone of voice. Like I'm extremely sarcastic sometimes, as you know. I have so much fun being really sarcastic, and people just don't know.
It's really funny seeing people misinterpret Marcos's sarcastic posts, because him in person and it's like really obvious.
Yeah.
But like
some people will. I forgot. Like I think I put something up.
Being in a band in 2019 is not okay.
I posted a status. Like you see things like we should be leaving this in 2018, like all these statuses. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if someone said like, oh, we should just like no more bands in 2019. I was like, okay, being in a band in 2019 is not okay. And then all these people are like, what did you mean by that? Like and I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke. And
how can that not be?
No, and we even did a new it's like a new web show thing. It's called like Garbage Bands. I think the new episode's we're on the first episode, and it's like we go through LA and kind of just talk about music while picking up trash. It's very fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
But one of the questions they asked us was about that status, and I was just like, you know, that was a joke, right? And they were prepared to have a whole conversation about it, about why bands shouldn't exist anymore.
I don't think they actually ended up asking us about it, but it
But
was
they sent
on
us
the
a list of
it was on the
questions.
like list of questions they sent us, and it's
Like,
like,
they
what
were
did you
ready.
mean by that? Thinking it was some
All from a joke.
emotional
All
status.
all from a
yeah,
joke that
don't
I
know.
took. I took 5 seconds thinking about it, and I
It's a
posted it.
stupid joke.
I posted it.
Funny.
I like ate lunch, and then I came back, and I was like, oh great.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but kind of going back to what you were saying before, it is very easy to play music and be in a band, and it is sort of like oversaturated in some ways. But I have the conflict where, like, I'm a teacher, I want everyone to play music, but sometimes I don't want them to tell me about it. Like, I was at work once. I used to like deliver bread, and I was talking to this pizza guy. He was like 18. He was like, "Yeah, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I'm in a new band." I was like, "Oh, do you have any music?" And he's like, "No, but."
Well, that's the thing, and you know, there is a drawback to what they would call a barrier of entry. I don't remember who said this. I think who's the guy who does comedians in cars getting coffee?
Jerry Seinfeld?
I think he was the one who said that he misses the days when television reigned supreme over internet or over entertainment in general. And people were like, "What do you mean by that? That's terrible." Because back in the day, you had to go through the ringer to get any sort of work because like record companies controlled everything.
Yep.
TV execs controlled everything. If they didn't want something on, it wasn't on, and there's nothing you could do about it. And even when there was DIY coming out of like the post-punk scene in the 70s, it was still so small that they had to rely on bigger distributors.
Yep.
Now that's not a problem. And you'd say that's a really good thing because now we can share ideas without any sort of filter. But that is also the problem because anybody can share anything without any sort of filter. And so that opens up a host of really amazing things where you have people that, you know, have a very cheap laptop, very cheap microphone, and a really good idea. And they could be from anywhere in the world and they can share something. That's amazing.
It is.
But what's not amazing is someone making a band for all the wrong reasons and also being able to use a platform maliciously, you know. And it's not bad overall for me, in my opinion. But I think that, you know, checks and balances, however they may come, aren't a bad thing either.
Sure. It can be a lot when you have like a million people clamoring for attention that they might not deserve sometimes. I don't know if deserves
and it transforms people. It really does. Like they get a taste of like people giving them validation on the internet, and then they do insane things, you know, to keep it going. And I've seen it happen with my friends and people that I've met at shows, and it's like, oh, you weren't talking to me because, you know, you care or you just wanted to link and network or whatever. You know, I'm air quoting, right?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's a bummer. It's really changed the way that we interact with people, and it's changed the way that music scenes operate sometimes.
Totally.
Yeah.
I used to joke around and say like that band should have to audition to be on Facebook. Like, there's like a Facebook panel, and like you have to send them your demo tape.
Yeah,
and
but then
they
auditioning for who? And
exactly.
Then if you know, if
because it's subjective. At
it's
the end of
super
the day.
subjective, and the thing is, people have to vote with their attention, you know, and that's kind of the only check and balance I see that works, because it's like if someone does something messed up with their platform, they do something inappropriate, people say, okay, I'm not going to support that person anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes that kind of behavior brings them more attention, though, depending
It's
on
true,
what it is.
yeah, and that's
you know?
another, but that's the only
problem.
way to really keep everything working.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the thing I like about DIY, like, is that it's just you're making connections with people, and if people like it organically, it's gonna spread. Like,
Yeah, I love that too.
there's not a label pumping money into it, but sometimes there's bands on labels that you're like, I know bands that are better than this that don't get as much attention.
You'd
and
be
it's-
surprised how much of, I mean, you definitely know, but I guess I'll rephrase. I'm surprised how much music industry decisions are made by sheer connections. It is not a meritocracy. It's not even let's pick the best bands. It's let's pick the bands that we know and are close to us and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Which in some ways, you know, if you know someone is reliable and reputable and you know they're going to work hard, then that's one thing. But as far as like meritocracy, like if the music isn't there, or like, you know, if they're not a good person, then what's the point?
I mean, also labels might have different aims. Like maybe they see a band working hard and like, okay, they're not the best band, but they're like, okay, that band's going to work hard. We'll sign them to, you know, kind of shifty 2-album deal, and we'll take a bunch of their money and we'll kind of basically like pump and dump them. and then after 2 albums, we'll get rid of them, and we'll have made our money.
Yeah.
And I see that sometimes because I see those bands, like, they're on tours 6 months out of a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you think all that money's going? You know?
Yeah. And usually it's like a package tour too. Like,
Like
yeah, 5
totally.
touring bands.
But it's an industry, you know? And
Yeah.
that's also what I really like about DIY is there's like no industry to it. It's very much this tour has been mostly DIY as well, and we've had many nights where all the bands will donate all of their door money to us.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
like
awesome.
this is the most there's no business in it. They just believe in people and they believe in the DIY scene, and they want to make sure that people come back to locations.
Yeah.
You know?
They want to help.
They
totally.
do. Yeah, and that's something you don't get as well, but
It gets lost sometimes when you're going through more people and there's a booking agent taking a cut in the event, and it just gets like kind of messy.
so everyone's got to get paid. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is value to it. I think I've never been in a band that had like anything really serious like that, and so like sometimes I feel like I'm just speaking because I'm like I never had to deal with that, so I think my way's better because I'm stubborn. And like,
It's hard. I mean, it's also, you know, and I won't name names, but we've been talking to labels, and they're kind of coming at us like, okay, where's your distribution? None of your records are in stores. You know, you're not getting the connections to these big tours that you need. And it's like, you know, there is that element to it, and they're right, you know, but it's also at the same time, I want to be able to make a living doing this. I want to be able to have decisions that I feel like are important and right. Like, if I don't want to play with a band because they're offensive or I don't like their message,
sure,
I don't want to.
Yeah.
And maybe for them, the financial decision is apparent.
There's also bigger bands that are like that have integrity and will put you on their tour still. If you get someone's attention, a bigger band will still be like, this band's doing their own thing and they're cool. Let's help them out. Like, but definitely having a label with ins and like booking agents and stuff definitely will get you on those tours faster.
Totally. But
know?
I mean, for me right now, I think especially having done this tour, you know, with Kaiman, it's very obvious, like, we just need to do our own thing for now and just play it cool. And I'm very stoked about what's going on with this project for sure.
Yeah. What Yvette from Covet said to Pete at one point, and I think like the Vasudeva guys too, they were like, honestly, do it DIY for as long as you can. And then when it feels like you can't, like because you're so busy or like there's so much going on, then that's the point where you might need someone else to help, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to be helping.
Thanks.
Do the record. You know?
Yeah, we're doing vinyl with you. It's going to be really great.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Probably like 2-3 months. So.
Yeah, let's not put a date on it. Cause
Yeah, no. Who knows? You never know with record pressing plans too, because they could be like, oh, our pump broke. You're going to have to wait another 6 weeks. And it's like, oh, all right. The one I go through is like super reliable though. So
awesome.
It should be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love DIY because I like the connections I make with people too. Like there's been times like after a show at a venue, I'm just like hanging out talking to people and I'm like, man, like I'm so happy I'm here. And like,
yeah, Kyron, didn't you meet a bunch of people last night from
the
online DIY scene?
Yeah. I mean, some internet friends I've known for years, people from Odd Times and Atmospheres, people from various bands that I've been into. Like, sometimes I don't even know where these people live until I go to that place and I'm like, oh, I guess you're in Philly, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool. I love the DIY scene.
Yeah. Did you both grow up in California?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I was born in the north though, and then I moved down south.
Yeah.
But yeah. Were you born in Upland?
Yeah, I was born, Inland Empire. Lived there my whole life.
Cool. When you started playing with Crying or like started that band, was that based out of California or Brooklyn?
No, that was all in Brooklyn, and they just hit me up over Instagram.
To play drums?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Just luck that they found me, I guess, because I didn't know them in person until then. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah. Do y'all still play? A band that was on a podcast 2 weeks ago brought Crying up and said they went to a Crying show once and like, we were talking about how like it's cool when bands are genuine and if they mess up like they don't take themselves like too seriously and they said like like they made a mistake and then they just started the song over and we're all just laughing and it was awesome because they were talking about like another band that had a meltdown and like kicked someone off the stage.
Oh man, yeah. No, it was really fun playing with them and I can't say anything about it other than it's kind of been on hiatus.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, cool. How do you feel? Because you kind of you're saying a little bit before that you get 150 friend requests from dudes, but do you feel like math rock is very like guy centric?
I don't want to overstate. I never want to overstate the amount of dudes in math rock because although it is male dominated, I think that sometimes people will overstate it and not give credit to the women that are in the scene.
Sure.
They'll just be like, oh yeah, it's 99% dudes, and it's like actually, women exist and you just need to look for them. I mean, yeah, maybe it's still 9-1, but I think that like, the more that you recognize women's presence in the scene, the more that you give validation to those that are there and encourage more to join.
Totally.
So.
Because it's music and it should be inclusive, right?
Of course,
Like
of course.
it's not like the type of music is pushing. It's not like every song is like a woman hating like math rock song.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's it has the potential to be at least a very inclusive genre, and like, you could go into the reasons why like traditionally women aren't as drawn to like technical music or whatever, but I think that's a very long conversation that doesn't need to be had right now, but it's there's so much more that could bring women into the scene because like I've always loved math rock. As soon as I heard it, I just needed to hear it,
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you don't have to be. It doesn't matter your gender or like whoever you are. It's as long as you like the music and you're kind of nerdy for it. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, new EP Friends came out.
Yeah. It was fun.
Honestly, like I like the EP, but when I saw your band live, I was like, oh, okay, this is really awesome because to see all the like the guitar work. And
yeah, people can't see what I'm doing, but it might look more complicated than it sounds sometimes.
Yeah, well, but that's kind of neat because the music's pretty accessible. Still.
I don't care about what I'm doing like guitar wise. It's not like I set out to do this
Technical
technique
things,
I have the song already done. It's more so how I'm going to play it on guitar. The song is its own thing. It's not a guitar thing yet.
Do you write it in Guitar Pro?
Yes.
Nice.
So I write it outside of the guitar usually, and then I'll figure that out, or I'll sit with my guitar and try to like sketch out a riff and then try to make that happen
Cool.
that way. Yeah.
What Guitar Pro are you using?
I now have 7, but I still use 6 because I'm used to it.
Sure.
But I actually got to work for them at NAMM, and they gave me a bunch of free stuff and a free license to 7, so
That's so
that
cool.
was nice of them.
Yeah, I use 7. I'll write stuff for my kids at school, and like I play in the ska core band, and I'll write the music for that. But
That's
like
fun.
for 7, what I really like is like it transposes.
Yeah.
So like all my band transpositions are done. I don't
Yeah.
have to like change tunings and
It's
stuff.
just a better thing, but I'm so used to 6. There's a few things I wish it had, but it's mostly perfect, and I use it to tab out all the songs too. So people want to learn them, they can.
Yeah, like tab books and
Yeah.
like playthroughs and stuff.
I just sell them like for a pretty low amount, and they're all in PDFs in Guitar Pro. And then if you want them, you can have them, and you can do whatever you want with them. Yeah.
How did they find you for NAMM?
For NAMM, I worked for a company the previous year called Music Marketing, and basically they buy up space at NAMM and then sell that space to people, and then also assign someone to work at that space. So it wasn't necessarily Guitar Pro, but it was them who linked me up with Guitar Pro, and I obviously really like Guitar Pro. It's like I've been using it for years. Like
Same.
It's just a great. It was funny to meet them too because I don't know, they were just not exactly what I expected in a good way, but
Are they French?
They're French. Yeah, they're very French. But it was just funny because I didn't know who created it or whatever, but there's just these like French people, and they're just like, Marcos.
That's
It was
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
And it's not a lot of people either, right?
It was like 5 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It was cool.
Did you both go to NAMM?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Oh,
I think I would like it a lot.
It was awesome for me, but you can go ahead.
Oh,
I have a whole story.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy NAMM. It's just a lot. Like, I don't think I could handle more than a day or two there now.
Just like overload of...
Overload of sound and people and lights and everything. It's but always learn a lot and meet people, and it's a great place to be.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What's your story?
Oh, nothing. I got endorsed, which was really great. My friend Rafa from a band called Kagu, they're a collaborative project from Mexico.
I've heard them.
Yeah, they're
actually.
very cool.
Yeah,
We're going to be playing with them in Mexico. It was him who got us on the festival, Forever Alone Fest in Mexico.
Cool.
He said you should come by and check out my friend's company. They built my guitar and a bunch of other guitars. They're called White Whale guitars. I was like, oh, cool. I've never heard of it. I'll go check it out. So I went to Tosin's booth for Bossy Guitars. I went to Strandberg. I went to all the big, companies in the scene, and otherwise, I didn't really hit Fender and Gibson. I wasn't interested, but I went to the White Whale booth and I started playing the guitars, and I was like, wow, these are really well built. You play a guitar and it's like that. It's just that feeling of just holding it. You're just like, oh, that's a nice guitar, And I spent the day playing with them, and I went and hung out with Rafa, and he's like, so what did you think of the guitars? I was like, oh, it's really cool stuff. He's like, yeah, man, I think I could hook you up with a model or something. We can get some percentages off. And that's usually how guitar companies work. And most endorsements work. They usually just start with a percentage off.
Sure. Yeah.
And all that. And, I kept going back because I really liked the way all the models felt. He had a baritone there, and he had shorter scale guitars, and I thought they were just really cool. And the founder Alejandro invited me to lunch, and we went and ate some lunch, and he was pretty straight up. He's just like, I saw you playing on the booth. I think what you're doing is really cool. I checked out your band. How would you like a free guitar? And I was like, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
And so over the course of 2 months, we designed and created a new guitar.
Hammerhead Shark guitar?
Huh?
The Hammerhead Shark guitar?
It has a Hammerhead Shark on it, but yeah, it's just a more traditional looking thing, and it's incredible. But it's a connection I probably wouldn't have made otherwise, because they're from Mexico, they're from Monterrey, and I'm here in the United States. So I'm glad that we can meet at NAMM and link up and start working on some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're when's your tour end?
Probably next week. Yeah.
On the 10th, we're back home.
Are you playing shows all the way back home too?
I wish.
No.
I mean, that's the problem. I really can't miss more than 2 weeks of school.
Yeah.
If I do, I'll probably fail because, first of all, lack of attendance, and second of all, I'm so far behind on assignments. I have just enough time to catch up.
Did you tell your professors that you were leaving?
I told most of them. I didn't tell some of them because I knew they wouldn't care. We have this really cool percussion teacher, and he was like, yeah, you go play music. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. The cool thing about music college is they usually get it because they toured and they've played professionally. So
yeah. And I mean, I think I told you this last night at the show, but every time we tour, there's just a big push for the audience. This grows a lot.
Yeah.
And it's made me realize I really want to tour more. I want to tour a lot more. So hopefully I can fit that in.
Yeah. I mean, summer's coming up, right?
Yeah, well, we have but that not a whole bunch of domestic plans, more so going overseas and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The tricky thing with the West Coast, too, is you're far away from other cities, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I think there's more, there are more bigger cities in the east half of the United States versus the west half.
Yeah.
But we'll be going up the Pacific Northwest this June.
Awesome.
And I'll be announcing that soon.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you both in college for? Or are you done with college?
I just graduated
Congrats.
in December. Thank you.
Cool.
I got my degree in jazz drum performance.
Right on.
I'm studying guitar performance.
Cool.
Just regular guitar performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. And you're doing it outside of school, too.
Yeah. I think the coolest part about the degree was getting one-on-one time with really, really great players. And I know Kaiman can talk about having drum lessons with Joe LaBarbera, who was the drummer from Bill Evans.
It was amazing.
Really famous pianist.
Cool.
And I also had a class with Joe, and it was just funny because Joe is he was in the jazz scene, in it. He was the guy, and there are jazz students arguing with him about jazz history, and he's like, I was there. I would know. But he's cool. He actually he heard our standard set that we played for Kaiman's graduation recital. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, that was bopping.
Nice. I would like to hear a whole standard set, but swung.
The whole thing.
That would just be bluegrass. It would just be bluegrass music.
Oh, that rules.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Does bluegrass swing?
It can.
I don't think I listen to enough bluegrass.
it's got blue in it, right? And the blues like, but it's more like twangy kind of.
Yeah.
Bluegrass is like, it's like crazy jazz, no?
No, it's
It's
more
like-
It's like math rock country.
Math rock country.
Yeah,
You should tell that to my uncle.
I
My
will.
uncle plays banjo and bluegrass band.
I will.
right on.
Yeah.
How do you explain your music to adults?
I don't
To
even.
adults.
Well, because like I
Like, we're
had
not adults. Like, not us.
I had dinner with my grandpa and my grandma. Well, I mean like my step grandma
Sure.
basically.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, Marcos, so what's going on with your music thing? Like, how's that going?" I'm like, "Oh, it's going good. Doing some cool gigs." And I'm like, "Yeah, so what kind of music do you play?" And it was like, it's like instrumental. It's like rock music without the vocals. Like the guitar just does more of the singing kind of. And I just left it at that because trying to explain time signatures to old people doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and I mean, like my grandpa was a drummer.
Oh, cool.
And he got a lot of gigs, but not because he was good. Because when he was playing drums, when he was like 12 or 13, it was World War II, so they had drafted all the band people. So he was only getting gigs because he was 12 and
Not.
And
not in the war.
Wow.
Yeah.
God.
So he was like a gigging drummer for a bit, and he played in a Dixieland band when my mom was growing up in the house, and that's kind of why he's deaf, because they would play in a garage and play really loud. And yeah, but even then I was trying to explain to him like time signatures, and he was just like, I don't know, I hit the snare drum and
Yeah. It's all about feel.
yeah.
Yeah. I've tried to say like, all right, it's kind of like, Rush. It's kind of like Rush, but like more modern.
It seems like too many steps already. It's too
and then
many,
then
and it's not accurate.
doesn't-
It's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just instrumental.
A lot of adults already know what progressive rock is, so I'll just say, yeah, it's like modern progressive rock,
That's fair.
I
That
mean,
is-
kind of accurate.
That's pretty fair. I think also like I try not to use math rock because some people get really turned off immediately. Just like math rock, that sounds bad, and it's like people can be so quick to judge.
Sure.
Maybe you'll actually think it's cool.
Yeah. We did in a music analysis course in college. I analyzed the end of Trident and Tail by Tara Mellos, and I started off by like, they're a math rock band from California. And right away, a professor stopped me like, "What's math rock?" Like you have to explain it.
Yeah, and even talking about it around CalArts, people will make fun of you sometimes. Just like, oh, math rock, like you.
What's the scene like over there, though?
It's interesting.
A lot of jazz. Or-
Yeah, it's a lot of jazz. I think we both have different perspectives because I think Hyman's definitely played with more people at CalArts.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say. Like, are you asking specifically at CalArts or in like LA area? in
No, like
general?
CalArts, because LA, I guess, would be.
Oh yeah,
everything, right?
CalArts. There's a lot of. I mean, I guess it goes through phases with the different student bodies, but like it's pretty experimental. A lot of people like making noise.
It can be a little self-indulgent sometimes, if I'm being frank, but I think that's like kind of the student.
How
like,
so?
Just people experimenting, just like trying to experiment and trying to take ideas that they've been given and run with it, and sometimes it can be a little, it's the way student art school stuff works, it's everything you've heard and more, but that's not to say that there's some really great people there and there's some really great ensembles, but at times I do find it just like I don't know, it's just I'm not up for it sometimes.
Yeah, I get that. But in overall, like I'm always really impressed at the talent at that school.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a college over here, William Patterson. They actually have a good jazz program.
Oh, cool.
But I did classical music because I was like, if I'm going to teach, I should know classical music, I guess. Even though whenever I had like a music history course, I didn't pay attention at all. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
but like they pushed a lot of like atonal music and new music, so I would just like cram on these like vibraphone songs that like you work on them for 20 hours and then it didn't sound like music at the end. It just sounded like a bad acid trip.
That's my gripe with it all, is that a lot of it can be, because there's like 12 tone and set theory and a lot of newer sort of relatively new ways of making music, and a lot of it at the end, to me, music is like it's the sum of all the parts. It's like the gestalt. It's like all the stuff that adds up. That's what you're hearing. It's not the parts, the moving parts in the music. And I think I try to resonate that as well when I'm playing guitar. It's not me doing all this crazy finger tapping. It's the sound it's making. That's
Sure.
what music is
Yeah.
to me. So when you're creating a piece for the point of creating it and you did this one thing that no one else did, to me it seems self-indulgent because, it's about how it sounds
Sure.
to me.
Yeah.
So I understand the need for it is to push boundaries and to try to create new art that hasn't
Yeah.
been made before. I understand that. But to me, it's hard for me to get into it because it's like, I feel like it's, like I said, it's about what comes out of music.
I had a professor like take marbles and just put them on a snare drum and then just stand there and just like shake the drum for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. Yeah.
Like out of college now, I like appreciate it more because when you get out of college, I mean, maybe not because we're like in a music scene that's pretty like that pushes boundaries, but like, I mean, I work a job that has music every day, but it's not like that. So like, it was cool to see really out shit because then after college, you're not going to be exposed to it as much.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I don't know. I like it's just still gripe with it so much.
Oh,
It's
I was the worst in college, dude. I left every day. Like everyone's in the practice room. I left to go. I was in North Jersey. I drove like an hour and a half to go practice in South Jersey and play like in bands I was in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's also just where I grew up with it. Like, my mom never even really gave me guitar lessons for years because she was afraid that I would be a musician. So, look where I am. But I was just always teaching myself, and I was always playing in bands. I'd even take, like, the bus to practice because she was just like, I'm not going to take you to your punk band practice.
That's determination, though.
Yeah, well, that was the only thing that I love doing. That's still the only thing I like doing is playing in bands, playing shows, and writing music that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So it is like kind of the antithesis of what I see music as. And music is personal, so I'm not going to say for anything that's not the right way to do it or it shouldn't be done.
Yeah, because for someone it is.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, and that's why the school exists because it's but it seems to be the status quo there. And really, at art schools in general, it's kind of the status quo. But I will say I do prefer that to a school that would teach like more commercialized music. There are like trade schools or other art schools that focus more so on like, commercialized music. How do we get on the top of the country radio? How do we, like let's teach Ableton, and that stuff's cool too. But I don't think chasing trends is a really great way to teach either.
Well, you'll always be a step behind than if you're chasing what's popular.
Exactly.
You're not like making your own thing.
So I think CalArts in theory is better, but it's a tough environment to be in sometimes for me.
Sure. Yeah. And that many people making music. There's gonna be things you don't like for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I something neat about standards is that I mean the chord progressions aren't like overly complex, but like everything else kind of is, but it comes together nicely and it's like just fun. Like
yeah, I actually really like doing really simple,
Yeah.
I love just going to the 1 and the 4.
1/4, baby. Yeah,
I love F4. Yeah, and recently I've been mixing it up and adding more chromaticism. I really like using chromaticism tonally.
Cool.
But I don't mind just making a very simple chord progression. I think if it works, it works.
Yeah.
And I've written more complex stuff in the past, and to me, it seems like it's just I could cut out a lot of steps and make it get the same point across.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're trying hard, but it's still like technical and fun. So, at least to me.
Dope.
Yeah. Carmen, when did you start like playing drums?
Like at the beginning.
The beginning of your life?
From birth.
No, I started drum set when I was like 15.
Right on.
I played some percussion in like junior high school band. And they started me off on like mallets because I had background in piano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to play the snare drum. And then finally I did. I like got the audition I passed the audition to play like a sleigh ride or something in the Christmas parade. Yeah. So, yeah, that was my first snare drum solo. And then and then I played a lot of Rock Band and like the video game.
Yeah, like with learning drum set through that kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. And I was like, well, I should probably play real drums instead. So
that's
I did
so
that.
Cool. Nice. Yeah.
It's crazy that you played Rock Band because I played Guitar Hero.
Oh.
And then I was like, I should get a real guitar. And I feel weird about it, but it is like how a lot of people got into
Oh yeah.
playing music.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I almost wish those games were as popular now. But yeah, it's kind of a trip when I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I played Guitar Hero 3 and I got a real guitar. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a visual aid. It's literally like walking you through it. And instead of like, a bunch of frets, it's just like big, colorful buttons to push.
Right, and it teaches you to do those two things at once, where you're fretting and you're doing all this stuff, or you have to hit multiple things like on a drum
Yeah.
set. You have to learn.
Well,
you have to learn drums to play. Rock band.
The drum set, like especially if you got those cymbal extensions, like you're playing exactly beat for beat pretty
you're
much. Like
literally hitting-
if you're playing on expert, like it's exactly the same. You know, like I feel like I never had a beginner phase on drum set necessarily, because by the time like I picked up the real drum set, I had already had the independence from just playing Rock Band, and like, then I just had to learn technique and stuff. But there was already that like first just being able to play a rock beat that I already had down.
That's the challenge, is the independence with drums. And the awesome thing with drums is you just hear what's happening and can kind of pick it up. Mm-hmm. Like, do you feel that way with guitar, that you could hear it and pick things up? Or
Well, I had been playing music for a while. Like I started on piano when I was 5. And I played violin when I was 8. And I wasn't great at either of them, but I do have a theory that like the earlier you start any kind of music, the easier it is to get back into it, because you instantly learn your brain starts forming ways to count music, how to analyze music, how to perceive time when you're playing music.
Sure.
Those are things that take time, and it's not something that you can just pick up and be a genius at. Your brain needs to form those pathways.
Yeah, and you have to train your brain and develop your muscles too.
Yeah,
in a certain way.
So even if you're terrible at piano, but your kid is like 6, just have them keep doing it, because eventually they'll take all that. They don't know that they have it, but you do have a better perception of how to deal with music and stuff. So when I picked up guitar, I was like, oh, I know all these. I know what a quarter note is. I know all this stuff. I was figuring out stuff really quick. And like even like the first week I had it, I could already play like Crazy Train, I could play that riff because I could figure it out,
Yeah.
And now, having played guitar, I can translate that to other instruments. Like, what was I? I was playing some instrument in San Antonio, and I instantly just started ripping on it. Well, I guess that's kind of arrogant to say, but I wasn't ripping, but it was just, I think that it's just like the more you have musically, you can translate that to other things.
Sure.
And that's multi-instrumentalists. They learn a few instruments, and then they can all kind of translate to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a language, right? Like, and the more you can connect to it and like speak it, kind of play.
Oh,
other
totally.
instruments,
Oh, totally. I think that's something I'm really going to try working harder on this summer. I have a few goals to kind of improve in some areas, and I really want to work on that pretty hard.
What are things you want to improve on?
I have a couple guitar things that I'm on about right now. I've kind of gotten to a point where I want to play guitar a specific way. I don't want to do it, a little bit more traditionally. I have a lot of really interesting ideas. I've also been listening, not recently, but listening to Glenn Gould, his pianist, and his interpretation of like Bach's sinfonias, which are 3-part piano pieces.
Yeah.
The cleanness of each voice is very enviable, and I really want to hone in on that, because I've already been doing 2 voices with
It's
guitar.
awesome. Yeah.
I want to do 3 now, and I want to do each in 2 string groupings. So the lowest 2 are bass, the middle 2 are harmony, and then the highest 2 are melody.
Sure.
And I want to start working on that. I also want to start doing soloing via strings. So I want to do all of my melodies sort of as if it was on a piano or something, and I had the legato pedal held down. So I've been practicing scales a different way. So instead of playing them linearly and playing multiple notes per string, each note has its own string, and I play it up and down that way. So I'm not sure if that's making any sense.
I was wrapping my head around when you said play 3 parts. I was thinking, wait, but you have 5 fingers. How's this gonna work? But
No, I have 10.
Well, you do have 10, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's like that uneven. But it would just trade off. It's gonna be a lot of finger, and I mean, it is finger independence, like the whole thing.
Well, but then you can split your hand into 2. So
Yeah.
So then you have this, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this.
Lots
and
of
then
visual stuff going on.
and then you can pluck with this, and then you can
Frivolous.
fret.
Yeah.
And you can also, if I had to, I could wrap my hand around. So I'm gonna experiment with that basically.
Yeah,
And and also just a lot of voice texture because I've been experimenting that on the new record where it's you're playing something in one area of the guitar. How does that sound versus playing in another area? It's the same notes,
Sure.
but it sounds completely different.
Different timbre. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's something else I really want to work on, as well as getting a lot more classical guitar repertoire down. I've already been working on, my Raschiato and a lot of like flamenco guitar technique.
Yeah.
I'm kind of incorporating it a little bit, but I need
Stuff's
to get.
neat.
I have leaps and bounds to go.
You know the song "Sans Intention Particular" or whatever? It was a Guitar Pro demo on the old Guitar Pros, but it's a classical picking guitar. It's like super pretty.
Yeah,
love it so
I
much.
wanna maybe get one and mess around with it next year or something. I think this year I have a ton of goals already, but I'm kind of there's a lot to learn, and I feel really happy that there is a lot to learn because sometimes it's not always easy knowing where to go with your artistic direction.
Yeah,
But I'm happy that I at least have like things I want to work on
totally.
and things to practice. I hate that feeling of not knowing what to practice. You just sit down and you're just like, man, what do I do? And then now it's like, oh, what don't I have to do? I have so much to do.
You got to challenge yourself, or else you just kind of fall into routines. Too.
Well, I don't, there's times in my life, there's everyone, where we just do the same things over and over again, and you never get any better. And I want to just consistently get better.
Yeah.
I never want to stop getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the right mindset to have. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my goal for this year was to like get better at blast beating. So I just would like,
Nice.
and it's like, it's funny because it's like, as far as like technicality, I guess it's kind of technical, like as far as chops, but like not it's literally just you're slamming your limbs down, right?
It's
And,
like speed.
finding the balance of the drums and stuff, but it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's been great.
Do you play in standard tuning?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Standard tuning's great in certain keys for what I do because it's a lot of to be able to do parts independently, relying on hammer-ons and pull-offs, rely on open strings.
Sure.
So, diatonically in standard tuning you have like E, A, D, and then the relative minors of all those.
Yeah.
So those are really great keys to write songs in. If I wrote a song in B flat, doing it what I do on standard tuning wouldn't be as easy. But it's also nice like retuning your guitar because then you have things that wouldn't be as available if you weren't to, and things are more linear. So I'm getting into guitar geek land, but if you retune, like let's say the D string's the same, but then you retune the G and the B, which are the ones following it. If you tune that to a major triad, your life becomes a lot easier. Especially if you're playing major
open
triads.
tunings. Yeah.
Right, open tunings. So I definitely shoot for, in the lower register I shoot for fourths and fifths, and in the higher register I shoot for thirds, sevenths, and ninths. And then that just makes my life easier because I'm gonna hit those notes anyways.
Yeah.
So why not just make them open notes?
Sure.
And I can, with my other hand, do more stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million ways to do it. Did you ever experiment with tunings that like you've never seen anyone do before?
Yeah, totally. There's tons of them. There's actually a new standard tuning, which was pioneered by Robert Fripp, I believe, the guitarist of King Crimson. Okay. And it's like fifths, and then there's a minor third or something on top, and it sounds freaky. It's so weird. I did poke around in that. I'm sure there's definitely people that play in it, especially Robert Fripp. That's not a doubt. But I just try to always. Like, it's hard to put the cart before the horse sometimes, where it's like, I'm going to write a song around this tuning. It's more like, I need to write this song around this tuning.
Sure.
It's like, this song needs this tuning.
Song needs to exist. And what's the way to make it exist?
This song exists, but the way it's going to exist is tuning. But not so much, here's this tuning, now there's a song.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Right on. All right, this is my last question for a bit. What are some of the challenges that you've had on this tour?
Getting sleep.
Yes, sleeping.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
It's not, honestly, like, I think Marcos scheduled it well enough to where, for the most part, we have enough time to sleep.
That's good.
But, there are always unexpected challenges in certain places, and
fighting a cold.
Oh, fighting a cold. Yeah, that's no fun.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
No, it's been relatively challenge free. I think next time there are things that I would improve upon, but as far as our first outing to the East Coast, I would say
Success.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak on the both of you, but
yeah,
we're with a third person, Julian. He's downstairs
He's
editing
great.
videos, but
Yeah.
I think it's going pretty well, and
Good.
I'm pretty happy that we got through most of it incident free. There's been no major roadblocks. Everything's been going very smoothly. Most everything that we've incurred or encountered has been pretty like normal tour stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's mostly just driving, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's like good 75-80% of it. Driving.
Yeah, it's
Loading
nice.
in.
Yeah, I'm glad we have Julian too because he's doing all the driving, and that
cool.
makes my life a lot easier.
Doing
And
100% of it?
Yes.
It's
That's
his
awesome.
van.
Oh,
It's his
Tall,
van. It's-
tall man, small van.
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna plug Tall Man Small Van. He's a DIY tour Uber, and
that's so
it's his
cool.
new business. And he's got a new van, totally owned up, and he takes bands around, and he not only takes you around, gets you to and from your location, does your merch, does pictures, pretty much like the perfect person to take on tour.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
It's great.
Sounds like a fun job.
Yeah. I think he likes it a lot. He's very excited because he's booked up pretty much the rest of the year.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
he's like going to be touring all year basically.
Right on.
Yeah.
Where's your last show? What city?
What was that?
Toronto's the last.
Oh, the
you-
last one.
Of tour.
Yeah, Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited to go to Canada.
Yeah.
Very pumped. And like I just checked the event and it's like 350 interested are going.
That's sick.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Toronto has a good scene. Yeah, Invalids played there with Floral probably like 3 years ago, but it was a good 150. And Golfer played too.
Yeah, Golfer.
Probably
Yeah,
150.
I think Golfer is so slept on. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, they're fun too. I think if they keep doing what they're doing though, then eventually people will be like, "Oh, this is the band I should check out." And then like you discover their old catalog. It's kind of what happened with like Dance Gavin Dance. Like they slowly got bigger and bigger, but then they just like blew the fuck up, and then everyone kind of went back to their old catalog. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's hard to get out there sometimes. You just need the right record,
Yeah.
I think there is definitely like right records when they should come out. It's not something that you can influence. It's just you have to be authentic and pray that this is the right time for it. But
Yeah.
also the part of it is not, and just whatever happens.
Yeah.
That's kind of the
What's
cool part.
important is that you keep on trucking.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
You're
realized
like-
that too, and that's why I've tried to make our tours as comfortable as possible because I don't want us to burn out.
Yeah.
Doing this. Yeah.
Well, your reception, at least at the 2 shows I went to, like people were so happy that you came to the East Coast, and that's so nice.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to come because, I wanted to make people happy and I wanted everyone to have a great time. And I wanted, it's great. It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as long as you keep doing things, it's going to keep.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Nice.
Oh, the audience loved it.
Oh, man, they loved it. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
So much.
Totally.